Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to make the skull granny square tote bag. It already has related projects. We already have the skull pants, we have the skull cardigan, we have the skull bucket hat. So this can be a great accessory for those particular projects. So I'll be leaving all the links to those designs in the description box below. You can see in these images we already have something similar to this. The only difference is this granny square is tilted. It's more like in a diagonal shape, and the skull is centered in the middle. So today we're going to learn how to make this tote bag, and the stitch or the skull was got from Totally Stitchcraft. That's where I learned how to make the skull, and then I gave it purpose, more like a functionality. So I'll be leaving the original maker of this skull in the description box below as well, and the bag also has a written pattern which I'll be leaving in the description box below. So let's get started and learn how to make this beautiful bag. So if you have tried my previous projects of the skull granny square, please comment down below and let me know how the project went or how you liked the final pieces. Also, if you have any color suggestions for us, please comment down below so that we can get some idea of what colors to use, because this is black and orange and sometimes people don't like using black yarn. So just like my demonstration, I used a different color, as you'll see later on in the video. But if you have any color suggestions for us, please drop them in the comment section, so that we can have a variety of options to choose from when choosing our colors. So let's get started. Alright guys, so for demonstration purposes, I'll be using this hot pink color as well as the orange color. For the actual piece, I have orange and black, but I'm very sure we won't be able to see the black color in the tutorial. So I'll be using these two colors to demonstrate the stitch of the granny square, the skull granny square, and then we shall go onto the actual piece later on. So I'm going to start off with my hot pink color, and then the orange color will be the boundary color. So get your very first color, and that's the color that you're going to use for the skull. We're going to start off with a magic ring. So I just hold my yarn like this, wrap it around my two fingers, insert my hook, my 4.5mm crochet hook, pull through and then hold. So you'll have a circle here and a tail. So you're going to make a chain of 1 to just close off the magic ring. And this doesn't count as anything. So you're going to chain 1 more, and this also doesn't count as a stitch, and you're going to go into the magic ring with a total of 10 double crochets. So basically we've chained 2 that doesn't count as a stitch, and then we're going to go into the magic ring with a total of 10 double crochets. So a double crochet is yarn over, insert your hook into the magic ring, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. That's a double crochet in the US terms. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I have a total of 10 double crochets into the magic ring, and you should cross check to make sure you have a total of 10. Remember, we don't count the first chain 2 as a stitch, so we start from here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Once you have your 10 double crochets, alright guys, I had to switch a hook because the other one was a bit rough and I wasn't getting smooth stitches. So after your 10 double crochets, you're going to make a chain of 3, and into the magic ring you're going to place 1 double crochet. Just keep in mind, I still have a 4.5mm crochet hook, so I haven't changed the size of the hook, as you can see here. So 10 double crochets, chain 3, 1 more double crochet into the magic ring, chain 3. After a chain of 3, you're going to place a double crochet into the same magic ring, chain 3, and then you're going to close the magic ring by pulling on the tail. So we're going to pull the tail to close the magic ring, as you can see here. And then we're going to go on top of the very first double crochet into that stitch, not the chain 2, because it didn't count as a stitch. You're going to go into the very first double crochet on top of those 2 loops, and then you're going to place a slip stitch. And this is what your round 1 should look like. We have these 3 spaces that we've formed, the chain 3 spaces. So we're going on to round 2. All right, so for round 2, you're going to make a chain of 1, and you're going to place 1 half double crochet into the same exact stitch where we placed the slip stitch. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all. So that's a half double crochet. And then you're going to place 1 half double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So far we have a total of 5 half double crochets for round 2. All right, now we're going to place 1 more double crochet into the same stitch as the 5th half double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, but the 6th is placed into the same exact stitch as the 5th half double crochet. So we're going to go into each of the next 5 stitches with 1 half double crochet. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So in total we have 11 half double crochets so far for round 2. All right, now we've gone onto the very first eye socket of the skull, and we're going to place a total of 5 single crochets into the very first chain 3 space. So for a single crochet, you're going to just insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those are 5 single crochets into the very first chain 3 space. Now we are going to create the jaw of the skull, and to do that you're going to place 1 slip stitch into the next chain 3 space, and then make a chain of 2, place 3 double crochets into the same space, 1, 2, and 3. And now we need to go back into the same space, so you're going to make a chain of 2 and slip stitch into that very space. Insert your hook, pull through all. So we've created the jaw of the skull, and the skull is supposed to face like this, face this direction. So we're going to go into the next chain 3 space with a total of 5 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and this creates the second eye socket of the skull, as you can see here. And then we're going to go into the very first half double crochet of round 2, because we've come to the end of round 2. You're going to slip stitch into the very first half double crochet of round 2 to finish up your round, just like that. And then you're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn. Pull through. And now we are done with our skull shape. Now we're going to turn this skull into a square, just like we have here. So you can see what we've created so far. We are done with this very first part of the skull shaping, and now we're going to transform it into a square. Alright guys, now we're going to get a total of 4 stitch markers that we're going to place around the skull. Now the very first stitch marker is going to go into the middle stitch of the jawline, and remember we have a total of 3 double crochets and then the chain 2 on each end. So mark the middle double crochet of the 3 double crochets in the middle. Just place a stitch marker there, and then the second stitch marker and the third, those are going to be placed on the topmost single crochet before the half double crochet stitch. So I hope I'm explaining it clearly so that you can know exactly what to do. The topmost single crochet, and then the next stitch marker is going to be in the 6th half double crochet of the 11 half double crochets on top of the skull. So I'm counting from this 1 2 3 4 5 and into the 6th. That should be the topmost half double crochet. So this is how your skull should be marked, with 4 stitch markers. Ignore these tails, we shall get rid of them later on. So we're going to introduce our next color, which for me is the orange color for demonstration purposes. Alright guys, so I've started off with a slip knot, and I'm going to attach my yarn where I left off with a pink color into that very stitch that got the slip stitch. I'm going to insert my hook and attach my second color, just like that. And then I'm going to make a chain of 2, which doesn't count as a stitch, and then go into the same exact stitch that got the slip stitch with 1 double crochet, just like that. And then I'm going to go into each of the next 4 stitches with 1 double crochet into each. Alright, so you should be having a total of 5 double crochets, excluding the chain 2 at the beginning of the round. Now we're going to remove the stitch marker here, and into that stitch that had the stitch marker, this one, you're going to place 2 double crochets. It's going to create our very first corner. So 2 double crochets, 1 treble crochet, so yarn over twice, insert your hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So that's a treble crochet, and then 2 more double crochets into the same exact stitch, just like that. So this way we have created our very first corner. So you're going to go into the next 5 stitches with 1 double crochet. So 1 2 3 4 and 5, and it's time for us to create our next corner. So just like we did here, we're going to remove our stitch marker, put it aside, and then into that stitch that had the stitch marker, you're going to place 2 double crochets, 1 treble crochet, so yarn over twice, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2, and then place 2 double crochets into the same exact stitch. So this will create our second corner. As you can see here, we have this one and this one. So our aim is to turn the skull into a square. So this is the process of turning that into a square. Alright, so after this, you're going to go into each of the next 3 stitches with 1 double crochet. So start with this one, 1 2 and 3. So after your 3 double crochets, 1 2 3, and then into the next stitch you're going to place 1 treble crochet, so yarn over twice and go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And then you're going to skip over the chain 2 at the beginning of the jawline and go into the very first double crochet of the jawline, which is this one, and you're going to place 1 double crochet there, just like that. And then we've reached the stitch with the stitch marker, and we know what to do when we get there. We're going to place a corner, so 2 double crochets, 1 treble crochet, and 2 more double crochets into the same stitch to create that corner. So after creating this corner, you're going to place 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then we're going to skip over the chain 2 of the jawline, that chain 2 here, and we're going to go into the stitch here, the very first single crochet in this chain space, and you're going to place a treble crochet. Just like that. And then you are going to place 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3. And this brings us to our very last stitch marker, our 4th stitch marker. So you're going to remove it, remove the stitch marker, and create a corner. So a corner is 2 double crochets, 1 treble crochet, and 2 more double crochets into the same exact stitch. So just like we've been doing for all the other corners, you're going to just do the same exact thing. Alright, so after placing your very last corner, you're going to go into the very first double crochet of the round, and you're going to place 1 slip stitch. And this marks the end of our round of orange, or turning the square, the skull into a square. Now, this is going to be the size of the square for now, but for the actual bag, I went ahead to do 2 more rounds of the boundary color. So I'm going to demonstrate how to do that on this because the black won't show. So for the next round and all the other rounds, if you want to make this skull bigger, or the square bigger actually, not the skull. If you want to make the square bigger, then you're going to follow these same exact instructions. So this is the repeat round. You make a chain of 2 and turn your work so that you're working in the opposite direction of the previous round, and you're going to place 1 double crochet into that same exact stitch because the chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch. And then you're going to place 1 double crochet in each of the next stitches until you reach the treble crochet in the corner. So this is my treble crochet, and once you reach that treble crochet, you will place 2 double crochets, 1 treble crochet, and 2 more double crochets, all in the same treble crochet of the corner of the previous round. So this is a treble and 2 more double crochets into the same exact stitch. So this is what it will create. It will create another corner for the new round. So from here, you're going to work across the side of the square, placing 1 double crochet into each double crochet until you reach the treble crochet in the corner in the second corner of the square. So we are just placing 1 double crochet in each double crochet until we reach the treble crochet in the corner of the square, which is this one, and that one will get a total of 2 double crochets, 1 treble crochet, and 2 more double crochets, all in the same stitch, just like that. And then you work across the side of the square. Placing one double crochet in each double crochet along the side of the square until you reach the treble crochet in the corner of the square. And when you reach the corner, we're going to just do the same exact thing that we've been doing for these two corners. So I'm going along the side of the square again with one double crochet in each of the double crochets along the side. And then when you reach the corner, you're going to just go into it with two double crochets, one treble crochet, and two more double crochets, just like that. And then place one double crochet in each of the next double crochets along the final side of the square. Just like that. And when you place your last double crochet into your last stitch, you're going to go into the very first double crochet of the round and you're going to place one slip stitch. That's what we have for the second round of the boundary color. Now from here, you're going to just repeat the same exact instructions as we've done for the previous round. So chain 2, turn your work so that you're working in the opposite direction of the previous round. So as you can see, for my piece, I did a total of 3 rounds of black, and so far we have 2 rounds of orange here. So that means if I was going to use the same exact square, I would have made one more round, which is this one that I am beginning right now. So this is much bigger than what we have so far, as you can see here. So I'm going to bring this square onto this size by creating one more round around the square, and then I'll meet you back when I am done with that, and then we take a few measurements and then introduce the actual piece. But just follow the same exact instructions as the previous round. Don't forget, you turn your work so that you're working in the opposite direction of the previous round, and then go into the very first stitch with one double crochet, and then double crochet all the way across until the corner. And by now you know what to do for the corner. For the corner stitches, we place 2 double crochets, 1 treble crochet, and 2 more double crochets into the treble crochet of the corner of the previous round. So just go all the way around, and I'll meet you back when I'm done with that. So the reason why I did 3 rounds of the final color is so that the final round is on the same exact right side of the skull. So if you're considering increasing the number of rounds to do for the final color, make sure you're working in odd rows or odd rounds. For example, I have 3 rounds, and if you want to make it bigger, you can go to 5 rounds or 7 rounds, so that the final row of the square is on the right side of the skull. As you can see here, if I had ended on this round, that means I would have ended on this side, which is the wrong side of the skull. I don't know if you get what I mean by that, but I hope it makes sense. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying this video so far, and let me know how everything is going. So we're coming to the end of this round, and this is going to be the final round of my square for all the squares that I'm going to do. So after your last stitch, you're going to go into the very first double crochet of the round and place a slip stitch, and this is what our square looks like, very balanced. And if you want to go ahead, just keep working this same exact round so that you get your desired length or your desired size of the square. So from here, you're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn, pull through. And as you can see, this has brought us to the same exact size as the black version. Just as you can see here, we have the same exact size. So if you're a person who blocks your work, go ahead and block your granny squares. We're going to do a total of 13 granny squares. So choose your colors wisely and don't get scared of experimenting with color. You can see this is also pretty, but this is also cute. So if you're a person who loves bright colors, you can go for this, or switch colors whenever you wish, however you wish to switch colors, and then do a total of 13 granny squares of the same exact color, or you can even play around with different color combinations for the different squares in order to get a different effect. And then I'll meet you back when I have my 13 squares of this version. Alright guys, so we are through with our 13 granny squares. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And we're going to take a measurement for our squares just to confirm, for those who want to know the exact measurement of this granny square. So I'm going to just get one sample and measure it across. It's approximately 5.2 inches. So that means it's the same exact measurement towards this side, or all sides, because it's supposed to be a square. So we have a total of 5.2 inches, or approximately 5 inches for the square. Now you're going to get your darning needle, and we're going to also use our black yarn to join the squares together. So since the granny square is placed diagonally like this, you're going to get your second granny square just like that, and then a third in the middle here, and you're going to go ahead and join this part, this one and this one. So get your darning needle and your black yarn. We're going to first put these ones aside. So we're going to first deal with the first 3 granny squares. Alright, so we are starting off with the treble crochet. Remember, that's the exact corner stitch of the granny square, and then the treble crochet on this side. Make sure you don't miss it. Get the treble crochet here, and make sure all the skulls are facing up. As you can see here, all of them are facing up. So we're going to start joining the granny squares together. So go into stitch to stitch. I know the black yarn may be a little bit confusing, but even if you're using a different yarn, make sure you just go into each and every stitch, joining from one side of one granny square to the side of the opposite granny square. So we are joining until we get to the treble crochet of the next corner. Alright, so I'm joining the treble crochet here, and that means we are done with the very first joining. As you can see here, it can be seamless. And then I'm going to remove my darning needle, leave this tail behind because we may need this yarn to join another side. So I'm going to get the tail that I left behind here and make sure my skull is still facing up, and I'm going to start joining from the treble crochet. Alright, so this is what we have at the moment, and then we are going to introduce another one. So get another granny square and put it along this side, and using this tail that we have left, we are going to join onto this side like this. So get the treble crochet in this corner and start joining along that side. Alright, so we've joined the treble crochet. What I like to do is joining 2 times at the treble crochet stitch. I join 2 times. So I'm out of yarn, and as you can see the tail is really small. So I'm going to do the same exact thing. As you can see, we have this, and then we're going to introduce the 5th granny square, and we're going to attach it to this side so that we have something like this. So whenever you run out of yarn, just make sure you attach some more yarn onto your darning needle. Okay, so we're going to join along the side like this. So we shall have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 granny squares attached after this one. Alright, so I'm attaching 2 times into the treble crochet stitch, and we are done with our 5th granny square. So what we are going to do is to fold the edge granny squares into half. Just fold it into half like that, and then fold this one into half as well. So you're going to have something that looks like this. We're going to introduce 2 more granny squares, and they're going to fit into this gap, and make sure they are facing up just like that. So we have these 2 spaces, as you can see. We have this and this, so we're going to put one here and one here. So this time we're going to attach onto 2 sides, this side and this side, and then this side and this side. So go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you back when I am done. All right, after placing those two squares onto what we already have, so we have two here at the base. Now you're going to introduce one and place it in this space here. This is the one that's going to fold over at the base of the bag, just like this. So just make sure you join this side and this side, and then I'll meet you back when I am through with that. Alright guys, now that we are done with the bottom skull, the bottom square being attached onto what we already had, now we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 squares attached, and this is what you should have. I'll be leaving an image on the screen for you guys to follow along easily. So we're going to fold the side squares into half, just like that, and then also fold the base square into half, just like that, and then we are going to turn our work onto the back side. So make sure this one and this one are folded, and the base square is also folded into half. Now this is going to give us a clear picture of the squares that are going to go onto the back side of the bag. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to go ahead and get our last 5 squares. First, put this away. Our last 5 squares are going to look like this. You're going to attach them like this. Make sure all the skulls are facing up. So we have the first one, the second one, and then the third one that joins this to this into that same line, and then also join 2 more at the base. So the other side of the bag is going to have 5 squares. So when we introduce our very first panel that has the folded squares on the side and at the base of the bag, something like this, you're going to introduce the second panel and fit it into what we already have. So you can see this. When we fold it over, we are going to have a space where to join this square onto what we already have here, and then also join this, and then also join at the base here. So we're going to go ahead and use the strings that we have left to join all these spaces, and then I'll meet you back when I am through with that. So another thing you should notice is we also have spaces here. So make sure when you're joining all the spaces of the folded granny square and then the space here, so that the bag can be functional. Otherwise, you're going to have spaces here whereby your things will be dropping out of the bag. So join all the spaces that we have on the bag, and I will meet you back when I am through with that. The only spaces that we are not joining are these upper spaces. Don't join here. Don't join that area here. And also here. Don't join, because this is the upper side of the bag. But everywhere else, make sure you join. All right, now we're going to start working on the straps, and you're going to place your work like this, just as you can see here. And we're going to attach our yarn in the treble crochet on this side, on the right corner. So attach your yarn into the treble crochet, and then make a single crochet into the same exact stitch. So you're going to single crochet all the way up until the topmost corner of that square. So we are just working across like this until we get here. So single crochet all the way up. Until the next treble crochet stitch. Alright, so we've placed a single crochet into the treble crochet. And now we're going to make a chain of 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I have my chain of 60 and I'm going to cross over to this side and I'm going to place one single crochet into the topmost treble crochet of this square. So this is what we have at the moment. Now we're going to single crochet all the way down this side of this square. So placing one single crochet in each and every stitch all the way down. Alright, so when you place a single crochet into the treble crochet in this corner, you're going to go onto the opposite side and place one single crochet into the treble crochet of the next granny square. And you're going to turn your work onto the back side, and then you're going to place one single crochet in each and every stitch all the way up that granny square until the treble crochet stitch. Alright, so once you place a single crochet into the topmost treble crochet, you're going to go ahead and make a chain of 60 or whatever number of chains that you did on the opposite side. So if you had 70 chains here, make sure you do the same exact number of chains here. So So I have my 60 chains, the same exact number of chains that I have for my first strap. And then I'm going to skip over this opening here. And I'm going to go into the treble crochet here. And I'm going to place one single crochet into the treble crochet. And then I'm going to single crochet all the way down this square, down the side of the square, until I get to the next corner. Alright, so I'm placing one single crochet into the treble crochet here, and I'll place a slip stitch into the very first single crochet of the round. So this is what the straps will look like. You can see now the bag is more functional. Now we are going to go ahead and keep working around this area so that we can get a good thickness for our straps and also a more functional bag. So what we are going to do from now on, we're going to make a chain of 1 and single crochet into the same exact stitch. So go into the same stitch with 1 single crochet and single crochet all the way up until you get to the chain of the strap. So we are going around the same exact route for our previous round, but this time we are making the straps thicker. So we are single crocheting into every single crochet from the previous round until we get to the chain of the strap. Alright, so we've finished this part, and now we're going to go into each and every chain with 1 single crochet. So single crochet once in each and every chain of the strap. So you should be having a total of 60 single crochets since we made a chain of 60 for the strap. And you can see the strap is getting thicker than what we have for a simple chain. So go all the way across until you get to the end of the strap and get back to the granny square. Alright guys, so we've made it all the way across the very first strap, and you can see the thickness has changed from the strap that we haven't yet worked on. So this thickness is much more functional than this one. So once you get back to the granny square, you're going to place 1 single crochet in each and every single crochet along the side of the square. Alright, so when you make it all the way across the side of the square, you're going to go to the opposite side and keep working single crochet stitches in each and every single crochet all the way up the next granny square until you get to the second strap. And once you get to the second strap, you're going to do the same exact thing that we've done for the first strap, just going into each and every chain with 1 single crochet in each and every chain for the second strap. You can see this strap is thinner than what we have here, so we want to put it on the same thickness as the first strap. So keep working 1 single crochet stitch in every chain of the strap until you get back to the granny square on the opposite side. So you're going to work all the way across until you get to the top here. So we made it across the second strap, and you're going to continue to place 1 single crochet in every single crochet on the side of this granny square, because now we are working this side until we get back to the beginning of the round. So continue to single crochet in each and every single crochet from the previous row. So just like that, we are coming to the end of the round, and When you place your last single crochet into the last single crochet of the previous row, you're going to place one slip stitch into the very first single crochet of the round, and then you're going to make a chain of 1, and you're going to cut your yarn. You can make as many rounds as you need, depending on the thickness of the strap that you want for your bag, but for me this is just enough because I'm also going to work on the inside opening of the strap. This area here, that circumference, I'm going to work on it as well, so my straps will become even thicker than this, but for now this is what we have. So to work the inner opening of the strap area, you're going to grab your yarn and attach it into the treble crochet of this granny square here, this one. So I'm going to attach my yarn and I'm going to make one single crochet in each and every stitch all the way up the square until I get to the strap. So one single crochet in each and every stitch up the square. Alright, so when we make it all the way up, we are now going to jump onto the strap and you're going to place one single crochet in each and every stitch. Make sure your strap is not twisted. So now we are working on the bottom side and you're going into each and every chain with one single crochet. So just like that, we have a thicker strap now. So you're going to go all the way down, and then when it comes here, you're going to place one single crochet in every stitch of that granny square until you make it to the beginning of the round. Alright, so we've made it all the way around and I'm going to place a slip stitch into the very first single crochet of the round. I'm going to make a chain of 1 and cut my yarn, leaving a strand behind to weave in. So you can see how this strap has turned out. It's thick, it's functional, and it's very neat compared to what we have here. This one is a little bit wobbly because we haven't yet worked the inner side of the strap. So we are going to go ahead and do the same exact process, working around the inner opening of the strap, just like we've done here. Just turn your work onto the other side and do the same exact process for this opening here. And then I'll meet you back when I am done with that. The other thing that you're going to do is to weave in all your ends, and then I'll be back to show you the final look of my bag. So you're going to attach your yarn here and then make single crochet stitches all the way up the granny square, then into the strap, then back to the granny square. All right, there we have it. You're going to go ahead and weave in all your ends, and this is what the final look of the bag looks like. And yeah, that marks the end of this tutorial. If you enjoyed this one, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to check out the written pattern on all my online shops. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to check out the related projects. All of them will be linked in the description box below. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.